Breaking: thousands protest in Cuba calling for the end of communist dictatorship. Thousands of Cubans took to the streets in multiple Cuban cities on Sunday to protest its communist dictatorship and demand its end. I would gladly trade all these people for every single of these communist socialist people in the United States. Straight up, one for one. I would gladly do it. As you'll see, these people in Cuba were flying American flags and chanting freedom. In just another example of why communism doesn't work, and it will never work, because people are selfish. In a idealistic world, and a perfect world that doesn't exist and never will exist, yeah, communism is a great idea. But again, in a perfect world that will never exist and cannot exist because humans are inherently greedy and selfish. And what's funny, the New York Times said the quiet part out loud, shouting freedom and other anti-government slogans. Freedom and anti-government slogans are now equal. They're equal. It's hilarious. They said the quiet part out loud, anti-government and freedom. But this is what Twitter posts. And this is why I think Twitter is bad and it's the worst place on the internet. If you're a regular person that doesn't know what the hell is happening, you're going to go on Twitter and you're going to see this. People are helping to spread awareness on the impact of COVID-19 in Cuba as cases hit an all-time high in the country. Protests take place across Cuba as the country faces shortages of COVID-19 vaccines and basic necessities. No, that is false information by Twitter yet again. They are protesting communism and an end to a dictatorship. They're chanting freedom and wanting an end to a dictatorship and communism in Cuba, which we gladly should give to them. Or one-for-one swap for all these anti-American people like LeBron and Megan Rapinoe and all these people in Portland. At this moment, the people of Cuba are protesting in a way that hasn't happened before. Crowds of Cubans have hit the street against mandates to march plus chant, "We are not afraid. Down with the dictatorship. Down with communism. No more lies. Country plus life." And another example of why communism will never work. Sorry, dipshit lefties and socialists and brain-dead liberals. Communism and socialism will never work. It never has and never will. I know there are parts of the American system that are socialized. Sure, that's a fine argument. We can have arguments about what should be socialized and what shouldn't be. But the entire system being communist or socialist, no. Absolutely fuck not, because it has never worked and never will work. And here goes some videos. As I stated earlier, they are waving American flags in Havana, Cuba, in a communist dictatorship. It just shows you what kind of people these Cubans want to be. They want to be free. Why do you think all these Cubans flee to America? I never heard anybody fleeing from America to go to Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, China, Vietnam. I never heard of people fleeing the United States. I hear a bunch of privileged people that have never left their little bubble complaining about the United States and how bad it is. It's like living at your parents' house and saying it's terrible, but never leaving. Yeah, there's some people in my hometown that do that, and I laugh at them every time I see them. But here are some videos. If I need to interject, I definitely will, but here are some videos for content.
Seguimos caminando.
No más mentira, no más mentira, no más mentira, no más mentira.
Vamos todos, únete, cojones, únete. Bueno, llegó el día.
So pretty much in in a government and a dictatorship and a communist government, the Cuban government shut down the internet in areas where protests are happening to avoid information such as photos and videos from getting posted. Spread it like wildfire. Spread this video. Share this video. We need to get this out to people that don't pay attention. The communist lefty people in America are far too gone. They're far too gone. They're a lost cause. We need to get people that don't pay attention and need to understand that communism is evil. This is the scene outside the iconic Versailles restaurant in Miami, where Cuban exiles and their descendants came out to show support for Cubans protesting in the island today. They're chanting, "Cuba está en la costa." Sorry, I can't read Spanish. I'm bad at Spanish. Miami también. If anybody wants to translate that, that would be really cool. Protesters flipping the car of a high-ranking communist official in Cardeas Martes, Cuba. These protests have popped up all over the island. They are not isolated. This is a movement. And here's the flip side to a dictatorship government. Cuba's police have begun a violent crackdown against unarmed demonstrators who are simply marching for freedom. This is unacceptable, and the world must stand with Cuban people now. Cuba's communist regime is mobilizing its infamous Black Berets to shut down the uprising that is currently underway across the island. This is going to get violent. Stand with the Cuban people. Demand their freedom. Sounded like gunshots, to be completely honest. Presidente of Cuban calls for a civil war against its own people.
Y por eso también aquí estamos convocando a todos los revolucionarios del país, a todos los comunistas, a que salgan a las calles en cualquiera de los lugares donde se vayan a producir estas provocaciones. Hoy, desde ahora y en todos estos días. Y enfrentarla con decisión, con firmeza, con valentía. Como dije en el informe, en el discurso de clausura del Congreso del Partido, a la revolución la defendemos ante todos los revolucionarios y en la primera fila los comunistas. Y con esa convicción vamos a las calles, estamos ya en las calles y no vamos a permitir que nadie manipule nuestra situación y no vamos a permitir que nadie pueda defender un plan que no es un plan cubano, que no es un plan para la nación cubana, que no es bienestar para las cubanas y los cubanos.
But that is going to be the video, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.